Random Radio. Joe G, joined by my little brother Vin. We were talking about a really serious subject. I know we joke around a little bit and we, play the music and we have some laughs and we make up stuff. But this is something that hits a lot of people in Brentwood, our hometown, very close to home. And it's something I just found out about. And tell everybody what happened, Vin.
Well, a couple friends of mine, Peter and Ben, and they were driving, and Ben was picking up Peter from summer school, and they were driving on Crooked Hill, and we don't know the real story. I mean, supposedly there's another car involved.
Yeah.
But there were cars in front of them that were slowing down, and they were going pretty fast, and they had to swerve out of the way and hit a tree, and then hit another parked car in the parking lot of a deli. And Peter, the younger one, was thrown out of the car through the windshield, and he passed away. And Ben was hurt pretty bad.
I heard that after Peter was thrown out of the windshield, Ben, I think, was thrown from the car. He got up to try to help his brother, or one of the brothers tried to help the other one, and then he passed out.
Yeah, he was freaking out, trying to help his brother, is what I heard, and he was screaming, and everybody had to tell him, help is gonna be on the way, and everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
It was really weird because I had to teach little kids how to play baseball. I had to teach at a baseball camp at the high school.
Yeah.
And I had just seen them, in front of the high school at about 11:45, and it happened around 12:05, a little bit after 12.
Wow.
And I was walking home on Wicks Road, and I saw the ambulance. The helicopter that had to airlift Ben. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know about it until I came home. It was just weird to know. I just saw them, right before that. They're both really, really good kids. They used to be on my baseball team for a little bit. I went to school with both of them. They used to skate too. So, Ben's doing all right now. We just saw him at the wake the other day.
Yeah.
He had supposedly he broke his spine in a place, and he had a neck brace on, and they had to go into surgery for his brain because his brain was swollen and bleeding and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is Crooked Hill Road. This isn't, where in Crooked Hill was it though?
Right by the Blue Deli, the freshman center. That's the tree it hit into and went to that parking lot.
That's not even a place by Crooked Hill Road that you can go fast and drag race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right off of a traffic light.
Yeah, I don't even know, the cops are keeping the information about what really happened and stuff, but supposedly there was another car involved, but they don't know. They have the tape at the deli, but they're only showing the police for investigation and all this.
Really?
I don't know much about it, but
No, I read something and I heard something. I read that number one, or I heard that they were being chased, not drag racing, and number two, I read that the other car involved said that he called the police and said that I killed 2 people, and that was from a family member, posted on what website was it?
yeah, they have a lot of things where they post a story and there's forums on people's opinions, and there's a lot of idiots out there who are so insensitive, and they don't even.
Well, if you go to LongIslandPress.com, it's all positive things. Leslie, Matthew, Mary Beth, Jalissa, CeeLo, all these guys, and I read some of these earlier. Adri, and I don't know if you know some of these guys. Maria Ramos.
They're probably friends and family and cousins and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of family members, of course, because I'm sure there was a lot of garbage on these sites, and
a lot of garbage, too much.
You got to give it to the family members for going in there and drowning out the garbage with positive.
Yeah. Can't listen to people like that, because then they fuel off of what you say. If you let it get to you, then they'll just be happy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The poor brother. He's 16 years old, and he's, maybe reading this, maybe not. Maybe he watched News 12 and saw the negative coverage, basically saying that this kid was racing, and I know I would feel like garbage no matter how bad no matter how bad it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would feel horrible.
They made the main headline into it saying like, oh, he wasn't supposed to be driving behind the wheel anyways when he had a junior's license. He didn't have a permit. A permit is when you have to have the parent in the car. A junior's license is from school and work.
Yeah.
And he was picking up his little brother from summer school, so like, they just, I don't know, the media just blew it out of proportion horribly, and they just made a tragic situation into something like completely different.
Yeah, they made it into a witch hunt.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and this is what the FCC license states, that you have to serve the public interest when you have a radio or a television station. I don't think that's serving the public interest at all.
And then you have idiots who feed off of this stuff, you know.
Oh, of course.
Dumb people that are saying all these things on these websites, and
what are some of the things that you read on the?
There's some horrible things. They were like, oh, you know, he shouldn't have been driving like an idiot. You know, now he has to live with killing his little brother and everything, like putting the guilt on him. And then other people were like, oh, if it was your son, you wouldn't say the same thing. And he was like, I would teach my son better not to be so stupid and drive like that. Like, just terrible, terrible things that you couldn't even imagine if you were going through it. I mean,
definitely.
Like, if his family and his mom, like, and even Ben must be going through some crazy things right now. Nobody has any kind of, you know, sympathy for that. Then you're just heartless and you don't even, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand. Here's something that I read that is concurrent with what you're saying. It says this is from Mary Beth on LongIslandPress.com. This is the only article I've read that doesn't make it seem like it was Ben's fault. And it wasn't Newsday, News 12. Everything says he was drag racing or speeding. Ben is the most level-headed kid you'll ever meet. He wouldn't do that. What nobody is mentioning is that the driver of the vehicle that hit him called 911 and said that he killed 2 people. Not all teens are stupid, especially not Ben. Ben is a great kid too. After he was ejected from the car, he got up to go help his brother and then passed out after all that. His only concern was his brother. Do you think a kid like that is stupid enough to drag race? I don't. Ben and Peter are my cousins, and me and Pete used to hang out a lot as kids despite the 3-year age difference. And Ben and my bro Josh were practically inseparable until a few years ago.
Oh yeah, Josh Gonzalez. I mean, yeah, is it? I don't know. He was a skater. I know this kid Josh who went to the freshman center. Really good skater. Him and Ben used to go to the spot and skate, and Peter too. So that's his sister, I guess.
Now, I met these guys, didn't I?
You might have. I mean, back in the day when he was on my baseball team, you might have met. And then, I don't know. You may have.
I probably saw them when I was dropping you off to the spot.
They were really popular kids, which is like the worst thing. Like, we went to the wake.
Yeah.
And there was tons of people there. They had, like, the fire marshal had to come. He said that there was too many cars around and it wasn't safe. There was like tons and tons of people in the building.
So that's how
people you haven't seen in years. There was people I haven't seen in like 4 or 5 years that just were there, and I was like, wow. It just shows how much.
See, that's just horrible. And the main point is that the media is making this into something that it's not.
Yeah.
And that's not right. That's not journalism. That's not honorable.
And no matter who you are, and no matter, like, if you knew him the slightest bit or if you were best friends with him, everybody was like hurt by it, because it was just like, just how young he was and everything, and how nice, how good of a kid he was. And
15 years old.
Yeah.
15 years old.
And he was a really good kid, you know. He didn't really do a lot of things wrong. Just a good kid, happy all the time, smiling, joke around with, and stuff.
Now, what a lot of people don't understand, they were talking about a memorial, and these are people outside of Brentwood probably wouldn't realize this. If you're driving around and you see like things taped to a sign pole or candles or something, it's a Hispanic tradition to create a memorial when somebody dies in a car wreck by putting tokens or things to remember them by at the crash site.
Yeah.
That's why they were talking about the memorial. A lot of people don't do that, and I think it's very important, because even people who don't, who don't know what happened or whatever, you're driving past and you see that somebody passed away there, and their memory is definitely not forgotten.
Yeah.
That's sort of like, I don't know, maybe a warning to other people or a remembrance. so to speak. But
I went over there the other day.